Shioko was only a month and a half old when she was brought to the shelter. She was so tiny, weak, and sick that no one knew if she would make it. Her little body was covered in scabs, her eyes were full of discharge, and most of her fur had already fallen out. She looked like she had lived in pain for a long time. The vets checked her and found she had a serious blood infection caused by parasites. Her body was fighting so hard just to stay alive. It was clear she had been kept in terrible conditions, dirty, cold, and alone. No one had cared for her, and now she was barely holding on. She was treated right away. The vets gave her fluids, medicine, and a warm place to rest. Still, her condition was critical. She didn't move much at first, and everyone feared the worst. But then one morning, she lifted her head and took a few small bites of food. That moment gave everyone hope. While helping her recover, the team learned the truth about her past. Her owners had bought her just because they thought it was trendy to own that kind of puppy. But when she got sick, they stopped caring. They left her in a cage for days, with no clean water or food. Finally, a kind neighbor couldn't watch her suffer anymore and brought her to the shelter. When the rescuers contacted her owners, they said something no one could believe: she's too annoying. We don't want her anymore. Those words hurt, but it only made the rescuers more determined to save her and show her what love really meant. Little by little, Shioko began to change. Her eyes started to clear up, and her fur began to grow back. She wagged her tail for the first time when a volunteer sat next to her. Her body was still weak, but her spirit was coming back to life. Once she was strong enough, she joined the other puppies at the shelter. At first, she was scared and shy. She stayed in the corner, watching the others play. But soon, she started to explore. She sniffed around, met new friends, and finally felt safe enough to eat a full meal. The first time she had warm food, she couldn't stop wagging her tail. She was so happy she even barked softly, as if to say thank you. Within days, she became a part of the group. The older dogs noticed how small and fragile she was, and they stayed close to her, protecting her like their own. They let her snuggle between them during naps, keeping her warm. Shioko had never known what it felt like to have a family, but now she did. The team named her Shioko, which means child of the tide. It was the perfect name because after all the pain and loneliness, she had finally reached a safe shore. Weeks passed, and her transformation was amazing. The tiny, sick puppy who could barely stand was now full of life. Her fur grew thick and soft, her eyes sparkled, and she couldn't stop playing. She loved running around the yard, chasing her toys, and following the volunteers everywhere. Every time someone called her name, she'd come running, her little tail wagging wildly. She was curious, playful, and full of love, a completely different dog from the one who arrived weak and broken. Her story touched everyone who met her. It reminded us that love can do what medicine alone cannot. It heals the heart. Her former owner was held responsible for neglect, but Shioko's story didn't end in anger. It ended in joy. She now has food, friends, and safety. She no longer shakes in fear or cries in pain. She has learned to trust again. When you see her now full of energy and happiness, it's hard to believe she was ever that sick, lonely puppy. She's proof that even the smallest life can rise again when given a second chance. Shioko's story teaches one simple truth: love changes everything. If her story touched your heart, give this video a like and share it. Your support helps more animals like Shioko find hope, healing, and a forever home.